諦めない心君とならば頑張れる無駄なことはないよ上を向いて笑おう一度君の時だから
いいぜその強気なとこでも今は寝てろよ
Yoshino Takigawa, an ordinary teenager, is secretly dating his best friend Mahiro's younger sister, but when his girlfriend, Aika, mysteriously dies, Mahiro disappears vowing to find the one responsible and make them pay for murdering his beloved sister. Yoshino continues his life as usual and has not heard from Mahiro in a month, until he is confronted by a strange girl who holds him at gunpoint, and his best friend arrives in the nick of time to save him. Yoshino learns that Mahiro has enlisted the help of a witch named Hakase Kusaribe to find Aika's killer, and of the existence of an entity known as the Tree of Exodus. The witch's brother selfishly desires to make use of its power, in spite of the impending peril to the world. However, Hakase is banished to a desert island, and it is now up to Yoshino and Mahiro to help her save the world.
Number 9.
カッターとか映画見て先生テレビアニメ見てカッター振り回しましたアニメなんか見るかっつーのキモ
After what appears to be just another ordinary day, middle school student Yoshio Kobayashi wakes up in his classroom to make a terrifying discovery. His teacher has been mutilated and Yoshio appears to be holding the weapon used to commit the crime. Despite the initial shock of finding himself in this predicament, the curious and detached Yoshio can't help but secretly be thrilled about this attempt to frame him. His put-upon friend Soji Hashiba is turned into a willing accomplice, and together they are determined to prove Yoshio's innocence. Additionally, Kogoro Akechi, a genius high school detective, has come to the scene of the crime in order to investigate the case. When Kogoro meets the young man found guilty, an intense mutual interest sparks between the two of them. Kobayashi wishes to enter Akechi's world of crime solving as his assistant.
Number 8.
まずあなたを処刑します。処刑
A bus full of eccentric individuals is headed towards the urban legend known as Nanaki Village, a place where one can supposedly start over and live a perfect life. While many have different ideas of why the village cannot be found on any map, or why even the police cannot pinpoint its location, they each look forward to their new lives and just what awaits them once they reach their destination. After a few mishaps, they successfully arrive at Nanaki Village only to find it completely abandoned. Judging from the state of disrepair, it has been vacant for at least a year. However, secrets are soon revealed as some of the group begin to go missing while exploring the village, and amidst the confusion they find bloody claw marks in a forest. As mistrust and infighting break out, will they ever be able to figure out the truth behind this lost village?
Number 7.
せっかく会えたのに、せっかくこれからも一緒にいられるのに、ジュン様、死んでは嫌です。死んでは嫌です。ジュン様、死んでは嫌。
Delinquent Ju Jusawa is a lone wolf who does not see much use in befriending people, so when a girl named Ame Ochibana claims that they are linked together from their previous lives, he is highly skeptical and doesn't want anything to do with her. Even stranger is that her fondest wish is to be his servant. Thinking that Ame must be delusional, he tries to distance himself from her, but when a classmate is murdered, Ju instead decides to keep her close, believing the strange girl could be the culprit. However, her intelligence and skill begin to prove invaluable as the two begin working together to solve the murder. Denpa-teki and Kanojo weaves together a story of love, loss, and devotion, showing that allies can be found in the most unlikely of places.
Number 6.
私、タクを助けさせてよ。
それじゃあさよなら。
A series of gruesome murders dubbed New Generation Madness once induced mass hysteria in Shibuya. At its peak during a frenzied riot, a sudden earthquake reduced the district into nothing but rubble, while leaving surrounding wards strangely intact. 6 years later, in a newly rebuilt Shibuya, mysterious deaths begin to crop up again. It is not long before the third-year student Takeru Miyashiro realizes a connection. The dates of the recent murders match those of the New Generation Madness incidents. He, along with several members of his school's newspaper club, decide to delve deeper into the mystery, only to find themselves stranded in the middle of a new crime scene themselves.
Number 5.
サトル！俺はしくじったぞ、サトル！助けろ、早く！
Despite endless research, the human mind remains a mystery to this day. Unknown to the public, there exist special individuals who are able to dive deep into the minds of people and even manipulate their memories. Gifted with this ability, Hiroki, Tsukasa, and Satoru are among those who use their power to commit crime under the orders of their leader, Katsuragi. The three step into the dangerous territory of the human mind in order to destroy their assigned targets while striving to keep their own minds and memories safe.
Number 4.
Painted in red, the word bomb is all that is left behind after a terrorist attack on a nuclear facility in Japan. The government is shattered by their inability to act, and the police are left frantically searching for ways to crack down the perpetrators. The public are clueless until 6 months later, a strange video makes its way onto the internet. In it, two teenage boys who identify themselves only as Sphinx directly challenge the police, threatening to cause destruction and mayhem across Tokyo. Unable to stop the mass panic quickly spreading throughout the city, and desperate for any leads in their investigation, the police struggle to act effectively against these terrorists, with Detective Kenjiro Shibasaki caught in the middle of it all. Sankyo no Terror tells the story of 9 and 12, the two boys behind the masked figures of Sphinx.
Number 3.
手があんたの涙を拭えるんだ。つぐみ、一緒に帰ろう。ダメ
だよ。だって。
やめてよ。
In a dark void known as the Legless Realm, a group of children meet and bond, but then are separated and return to their own dimension. Years later, these children reunite to fight admonitions, monsters that originate from the same void, using robots known as Bes. However, their efforts only slow the ever-encroaching and expanding legless realm from infecting their world. Their lives take a drastic turn when a new foe appears in the form of a corpse, whose song is rumored to kill any who hear it within 9 days. The corpse song is heard by the group, and with this, they each begin to pull away and become caught up in their own personal problems, ultimately threatening the fate of humanity.
Number
限りがあるかもしれないけど、そう思ったんだ。
オズ、すべての謎が解け、すべてが終わった時、私とオズは。
To young as Vesalius, heir to the Vesalius Duke house, the perilous world called the Abyss is nothing more than a folktale used to scare misbehaving children. However, when Oz's coming-of-age ceremony is interrupted by the malicious Baskerville clan intent on banishing him into the depths of the Abyss, the Vesalius heir realizes that his peaceful life of luxury is at its end. Now, he must confront the world of the Abyss and its dwellers, the monstrous chains, which are both not quite as fake as he once believed. Based on the supernatural fantasy manga of the same name, Pandora Hearts tells the story of 15-year-old Oz's journey to discover the meaning behind the strange events that have overtaken his life.
Number 1.
その朝、篠崎彩香は校舎の苦情から飛んだ。
Narumi Fujishima may seem like a normal high school student at first glance, but in reality, he is a pessimistic outsider. Due to his father's work, he had to constantly transfer schools, and thus he has never managed to become a part of society. When he is forced to join the gardening club by his cheerful classmate Ayaka Shinosaki, Narumi encounters the genius hacker Alice, who lives in isolation above Hanamaru, a ramen shop where Ayaka works part-time. He then discovers that Alice is running a special private detective agency, and that all her professional associates refer to themselves as NEET, not in education, employment, or training. Joining the NEET detective agency due to his personal connection with a criminal case, Narumi finds himself entangled in a world of dangerous investigation conducted by the ill-assorted group of detectives.